A big piece of who we are is where we live. For many, the pandemic has made a home so much more. It's become a place to work and teach. But housing in America is not a given. Its cost and availability have become challenges too steep for many struggling to get by. This week, we show you what's being done to break down those barriers and put housing within reach for everyone, no matter where they call home. This is The Race. Welcome to The Race. I'm Chris Stewart. In some communities, change and development aren't always good things because they aren't always fair. And that's why the vision for these empty lots here on the south side of Chicago is different. The hope is it will bring a better future, grown from within.
Seeing these properties that I used to drive by as a kid, used to see burnt down buildings and houses where people are selling drugs, and you got homeless people staying in these properties.
The emptiness of an abandoned lot can be filled with the problems that plague a community.
Vacant lots, sometimes, people are dumping garbage or, doing things that they shouldn't be doing.
I'm tired of seeing empty lots.
But in these lots on the south side of Chicago,
I've never left. So I was born here, I raised, I went to school here.
Bonita Harrison sees a future.
I see a family that can't be here. I see kids that can't play. That's what I see.
It's a vision she shares with the group you see here.
We can build something and put homeowners in there.
We all have an affinity to the south side of Chicago and making it a better place to live.
Southside natives who came together to buy these 13 vacant lots in the West Woodlawn neighborhood.
Even though it is a 100% black community, we own less than 30% of the real estate.
Their vision is to build affordable, multi-family homes.
The significance to us is not just a dollar. It's about the value that we bring to the neighborhood, because we bring value in multiple ways.
To buy this land, they use the Cook County Land Bank, an organization started in the wake of the housing crisis to fight blight that buys properties, often vacant, and sells them to developers that can give them life again.
They really have leveled the playing field for us. They've stepped in and basically been able to give us access to the properties that we as smaller investors wouldn't have had.
But this group believes the true impact of what will fill this land comes from the power of who is behind it.
We're looking at recycling the black dollar, leaving an example in the presence for our youth and the neighbors and around the neighborhood to see that, again, this is for us, by us.
Housing is a complicated issue in both cities and suburbs nationwide. In places like the South Side, it can be hard to find the exact number of lots that are vacant. But for this group, dedicated to bringing positive change to where they call home, they say it's not just about the structure you build, but the people who will call it their own.
What it means to me personally is that I've made a change in not just my neighborhood, but in somebody else's life.
The home buying market is on fire right now. With so many people interested, homes are selling in some cases in just a matter of days. And the dynamic is pushing prices even higher. And experts agree there's only one solution.
It's a pillar of the American dream. The white picket fence, the downtown condo, the lake house. No matter what it looks like, buying a place to call home is considered a major achievement in our society. But it's an achievement that's getting, well, harder to achieve. And it all comes down to money. Right now, there are a lot of people looking to buy a new home, and almost nobody looking to sell one. It's a major supply and demand imbalance that has sent prices soaring. On the demand side, historically low interest rates are making homeownership more affordable to more people. But they're also creating stiff competition and bidding wars, where homes commonly sell for up to 30% more than the asking price, sometimes in cash. While that's good news for whoever is selling the house, it often means the buyers who don't have a large down payment saved up can no longer place a competitive offer and end up priced out of the market. That phenomenon encouraged more people to build their own home. But even that is getting out of reach. Land, construction, and labor costs have all spiked this year. There are also issues on the supply side. Some believe overly restrictive local land and zoning laws limit housing availability and drive up the price. Others blame investors, who are buying up an increasing share of available homes. New data from Redfin shows they bought 1 in 7 homes in the first quarter of the year. So what's the solution? Most experts agree: build more affordable housing to bring more balance to supply and demand and help uphold this pillar of the American dream.
When it comes to housing, the formula of supply and demand may seem like it should be a simple one, but there is a trio of mayors who believe that in order to achieve it, the federal government should be contributing funding. I'm Vanessa Mishania, and I spoke to one of those mayors about the effort trying to make that a reality. On your first trip to Akron, Ohio, the brick-covered streets may take you by surprise.
They add a lot of character. They're not always the smoothest ride, but then they keep people from speeding too.
They're considered beloved relics from the late 1800s when the city's population was booming. While the days of creating new brick roads are over, Mayor Dan Horgan would like Akron to once again be growing.
Probably lost 100,000 people from 1960 to 2015, but we have this infrastructure and we have this space for a lot more.
The problem, many existing homes in Akron are old. Built in the World War I era for factory workers, many weren't meant to last 80 years, but here they stand. Horgan says repairs are too expensive for the public or the city to fix them all. City planner Jason Segedie says what Akron is going through is being seen throughout the nation.
We are really trying to get supply and demand right.
Stronger and more stable housing is the key to Akron's future for our country and our future. And I would argue it's where all infrastructure begins and ends.
In June, Mayor Horgan joined the mayors of Tempe, Arizona and Bozeman, Montana in testifying in front of U.S. senators. What the mayors all have in common is an affordable housing shortage driving people out of their cities. In the hearing, they proposed an idea: add funding for more affordable housing to Biden's multi-trillion-dollar infrastructure plan.
I do not expect the federal government to build new housing from the ground up, but I do have an expectation that you will do something by providing tools to local governments to fill the gaps.
While they may believe affordable housing needs more avenues of funding, are they right in considering housing infrastructure?
There's all the roads, all the water lines, they all lead to houses, they all lead to commercial buildings. So we think it's a key part of infrastructure.
So I would fervently ask that before you consider borrowing more money from our grandchildren to hand out across the country, just stop and take a pause.
Republicans at the hearing cautioned the committee, urging frugality and state control when it comes to infrastructure. Housing, as of now, has not been included in the plan, but Mayor Horgan continues to hope for some extra help so those brick roads will lead more folks to their new home.
They get involved, they help out so many people. It's such a large scale. That's the difference that we're trying to make.
We've talked about the landscape for buying a home, but what about renting? A government ban on evictions expires at the end of the month, and we're looking at the help available to those who need it. You're watching The Race.